Hello everyone, this is Unit 10, The Weather is Changing. This is the last unit we are gonna learn or study in this year, okay? The slides have been prepared by me, Assistant Professor Dr. Al-Bahrani, and my colleague, Assistant Professor Jinan Ahmed. In this lesson, we are gonna learn some of the vocabularies about weather. For instance, it's boiling hot, breeze, Celsius, chilly, clear, cloud, cloudy, see the noun and the adjective, cold spell, cool, breeze, drizzling, type of rain that is very, very slight, not heavy, drought, Fahrenheit, okay? And also here we have some of the vocabularies here you might be familiar with, but many others may be new for you. That's why I grouped them all together in these slides. So here we have hot, rain, frost, warm, snow, freeze, cold, hailstone, dew, sunny, thunder, fog, cloudy, raining, snow, wind, overcast, thunderstorm, strong wind. And also here we have some others: sun, sunny, snow, snowy, thunder, ice, icy, hot, warm, cold, freezing, clear sky, okay, rainbow, tornado, hail, hailing, sleet, sleeting, cloud, cloudy. Here we have partly cloudy, not fully cloudy. We have storm, stormy, wind, windy, okay, rain, rainy, lightning, fog, foggy. And also here I guess we have others. Sweltering, it is sweltering, or you might say it is a sweltering day. Freezing, it is freezing, or it is a freezing day, okay? Mist, it's misty, or it's a misty day. Foggy, it's foggy, or it's a foggy day, okay? And the rest are the like, similar. Here, for instance, it's really sunny today. If you want to say sunny, the weather today is sunny. It's really sunny today. It's so bright. It's a mix of sun and clouds, okay? It's so perfect outside, not a cloud in the sky. 72 degrees and sunny, perfect summer day, okay? Suntan, when you go out and under the sun and walk a lot, you will get some tan, okay? We call it suntan, and that's why we usually use some suntan lotion, or we call it here in our country, we call it sunblock, to protect our complexion from being dark, okay? So all these expressions you might use when you want to talk about weather or develop your own conversation about weather. Here also we have some other expressions. For instance, terrible weather, isn't it? Isn't this weather miserable? Isn't it cold today? Okay, it is looking nice out today. And here we have so many others expressions you might use. Again, in this slide, after the vocabulary, I put some questions. Again, these questions are not to be learned by heart, but I just want you to read. Because if I ask you to write a conversation about weather, don't tell me, I don't know what to say, what to write, what a question to ask. So I put some questions that might help you, use if you want to develop your own conversation. What's your favorite season and why? Are there any special traditions associated with different seasons in your country? Do you think weather patterns are changing? If so, why do you think this is? Do you have many disasters in your country which are caused by weather? Which means tornado. We might have, let's say, some drought, etc. Stormy weather. Okay, many. So here we have many questions. Again, I put 4 or 5 slides maybe for the questions. Do you know any interesting myths or stories about weather? Do you like snow? Do you have snow in your country? Do you have hail, frozen rain, typhoons? Okay. Also here we have, I'm just selecting some of the questions randomly. I'm not reading all the questions, but all of them are required from you. What's the average temperature in your country in the summertime? Do you get tornadoes? Where are you from? Do you get typhoons? Do you have frost, etc.? Okay, here in this slide also we have other questions. For instance, what is the best season to get married? What are the seasons, for instance, in your country? etc. Again, here also we have why do you think spring is the most beautiful season? Do you have maybe in some countries they do not have spring, so they say, I might ask, do you have spring? What, how many seasons do you have in your, let's say, in your country? Do you have spring season? Do you have winter? What are the different kinds of weather? Here also we have, how does weather affect your attitude? Okay, what is the relationship between weather and natural disasters? Why is it important to know future weather conditions in advance? See, these questions are very interesting, so you might even develop very nice conversations on them. Have you ever seen a snow? Have you ever been in a typhoon? Okay, what's your favorite winter activity, etc. Here I just want to, this is the third thing. I mean, first we've taken some vocabularies about weather. Then we've taken some questions, okay, to be asked about weather. Here I want to tell you something. If you want to talk about the changes that happen in weather, you might use these verbs. It is getting, or it's becoming. It's getting hot. It's becoming cold. Okay, so you might say, might use these verbs. Okay, or you can use what, comparative or superlative adjectives. When I say comparative, if your adjective consists of one syllable, just like hot, cold. Okay, you say, it's hotter. Today is hotter than yesterday. Today is hotter than yesterday. So when you have comparative, comparative, I have to use er. Okay, and with than, you can say it is hotter. It's hotter today, or you can say it is hotter. Today is hotter than yesterday, or you can use the superlative most. Okay, or est. Because if you have the adjective consists of one syllable, the comparative form is what is er. You have to add er. Hotter, okay? Hotter, smaller. If you have, for the superlative degree, that for the adjectives that consist of only one syllable, we use what? The hottest, the smallest. See, with the superlative, you have to use the. With superlative, you have to use the. It is the hottest day I have ever seen. It is the smaller, let's say, season. Or we don't say smaller. It is the shortest season we have ever noticed. Okay? So, you have comparative with er and superlative with est. And this form is used when the adjective or the adjectives consist of what? Of one syllable. If the adjectives consist of more than one syllable, okay, in this case we use what? More and most. More and most. In this case, for instance, say there is less. For instance, you can say here we have examples. If you go to the other slide, for instance, today is hotter than yesterday. So the adjective is hot. Hotter than yesterday. They were more cyclone. Here we don't have adjective, we have what? Noun. I can use what? More and less, okay, followed by noun. They were more cyclones this year than last year. There was less snow this year. Okay, you see, we use less, okay, with a non-countable noun. We use fewer with what? With countable nouns. There are fewer forest, okay? Yes, it is the hottest season I have ever seen. They are the most polluted. Polluted is an adjective and consists of more than one syllable, so I use what? Most. And then if I use most, I have to use what? I have to use the. Because with superlative degree, you have to use what? You have to use the most, the hottest, okay, etc. So if you want to talk about weather changes, you can use the verbs get or become. You can use comparative, okay, comparative or superlative adjectives. I will say superlative, okay, adjectives. Or you can use what? Or you can use adjectives here. Or you can use what? You can use less or more. Or you can use here or one can use less, okay, fewer, less with uncountable noun, fewer with countable noun, or more can use less or more. Okay, so you have so many, let's say, ways you can express, use them. I'm going to express about weather changes. Here I put some examples, and we've already read it, and I put two conversations, two dialogues for you in order to read it carefully and try to develop your own dialogue. So we finish with the vocabularies about weather, questions about weather. Okay, then we have what? We have how to express weather changes using, different styles. You can use what? You can use adjectives, comparative or superlative adjectives. You can use more or less followed by nouns, or you can use what? Verbs. So it's up to you. The fourth lesson here to be learned, and also I gave you what questions about them. So we explained vocabularies, questions. What else? Let me just go back to the slides and see. Okay, here, sorry, we have some vocabularies, we have questions, we have expressions, okay, about weather, and we have different styles to express weather. So these are 4 points that are concerned with weather. And then the fifth thing is that I put some conversations, and also now we have the fifth topic in this lesson is what? How to give your opinion. How to give opinion. If I ask you about opinion, I say, in my experience, dots, which means what? In my experience, I think, for instance, the situations nowadays, okay, is worse than let's say months ago. As far as I'm concerned, and also you complete, I'm absolutely convinced. Speaking of myself, okay, in my opinion, personally, I think, I would say that, I would suggest that, I would like to point out that, I believe that, etc. It's obvious to me. Obvious. The B here is silent. It's not pronounced. It's obvious to me. Okay, so all these expressions you might use in order to explain or express your opinion. For instance, I'm absolutely convinced that the best way to improve your English is to live in an English-speaking country such as the US. It's obvious to me that the best way to improve your English is by using English, not studying English. Okay, so it's just an opinion, not necessarily my opinion to be correct. If you want to express an opinion, a neutral opinion, which means that you are neither with nor against. So you say, I think, I feel, in my opinion, which means that you are not, don't say, for instance, if it is a neutral, it is just an opinion and you are not sure, don't say, I'm certain that I'm sure. No, I say, I think, I believe, I tend to think, I suppose, it seems, I must admit, okay, etc. So we have so many, let's say here, expressions to be used. If you want to express a neutral what? Opinion. Again, here we have some examples. As far as I understand it, you need to practice on a regular basis if you want to improve your English. It seems to me that there is no best way to learn English. Each person has to find a strategy or method that works for them. Okay, for him or her. Okay, so here again we have expressing a general point of view. As general point of view, like what? It's thought. I don't say I think, I believe, because it's something general and it doesn't reflect my opinion. So I say it is thought that some people say that it is considered, it's generally accepted that the research seems to suggest, apparently, and you complete your sentence. It is said, it is, obvious. I've heard that some people say that. So which means that you are not expressing your opinion, but you are talking or expressing the public, others' opinion. Okay? And here also we have some examples. Some people say that watching and listening to films and TV in English can really help. It's generally accepted that going to an English-speaking country is the best way to improve your English. So How to ask? How to ask about, let's say, someone's opinion. Here we have some questions. We use these words and phrases to ask for someone's opinion. Like what? What do you think? Okay. And the phrases to ask. Okay. Here, the first one we have what? We have. What do you think? What's your view? What's your opinion? How do you see the situation? What's your opinion? What do you believe? Okay, we have so many questions, but I have already chosen these four to facilitate things for you. If you agree with someone's opinion, say, of course, you are absolutely right. You are 100% right. Exactly. I don't think so. I don't think so either. So do I. That's true. I agree with you entirely. Okay. If you want to disagree, you say, we say, for instance, here. You say that's different. I don't agree with you. However, though what you said is something okay, correct. However, in my opinion, I think this and this and that. Okay, that's not entirely true. On the contrary, yes, what you are saying is correct, but there always should be a but. But don't you think? And you complete your opinion, I must take issue with you on that, okay? Or I'm not sure about that. I'm afraid I have to disagree. So all these expressions. So in this lesson, we have taken what? We have taken some vocabularies about weather, some questions about weather. We have what else? We have some expressions about weather, not only words, vocabularies, expressions, questions, okay? Dialogues. What else? And after the dialogues, I gave you some rules to express changes in weather by using verbs or adjectives or nouns. Okay, then we talked about opinion, how to express opinion, how to ask about someone's opinion, how to agree, how to disagree. So these are the main points as far as this this lesson is concerned. These are the list of, this is the list of references if you want to say go to them directly, and this is the end. Please, if you have any question, do not hesitate to shoot your question on the stream so that we can discuss it all together. Thank you very much.